Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King titled Modern Women Are Panicking as Men Avoid Them at Work. This is crazy, guys. I see women complaining about this nowadays as if they didn't, bring it upon themselves. But hey, let's jump into the video.
I just read the craziest FBI statistic. And to be honest, ladies, you're not going to like it. And gentlemen, you've pretty much been right the whole time. So oftentimes women go, oh, I hate when a guy tells me what to do. Why does my boyfriend not want me to have male friends? Well, because according to the FBI, you have a 400% increased likelihood of being a cheater. As a matter of fact, the likelihood of a woman with male friends cheating is almost 100%. There's almost a 100% likelihood if a woman has male best friends and is adamant about it, that she is bound to cheat on her man. Now that is a crazy stat coming out of the FBI, and I will tell you this, you might as well share this because that is fucking crazy.
If she's getting defensive over a man bringing up his legitimate concerns about her having male quote-unquote friends, then she's already planning on cheating because she cares more about the feelings of the other guy over her boyfriends.
It is the bare minimum. He paid for your food? Great, my dad does that. He said that you were pretty? My mom does that every single day.
And yet you're still on the internet asking for a man to do it, huh? Go give mommy and daddy a call. You said they'll do it. You don't need one of us.
But when a stranger looks at me and goes, hey ma'am, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go, I'm not a ma'am, I'm not a lady, I'm not a girl.
You can tell she has way too much time on her hands. She comes up with this idea about how to react when someone calls her ma'am. She thinks that it's a brilliant idea. She can't wait to use it, but she will never do it because it's dumb and it will never work.
Let's get all the women and children to safety first, okay? Women and children only, please. Not you. I thought you said you're non-binary, right? That means you're not a woman. Oh, so now you're a woman. Well, what happened when I called you ma'am and you were pretending I wasn't talking to you? Oh, okay. So as soon as the danger alarms are going off, now all of a sudden objective truth matters. Yeah, okay. Well, today's your lucky day. I'm going to be affirming your identity right now. Okay, so you get to stay behind. Okay, but don't worry. All right, we have 83 genders before I call non-binary. So, eventually you'll get out of here. But don't get mad at me. I didn't make the rules. You did.
These women crave attention and validation above absolutely everything else. They'll try to think of anything to feel special, but they will always reset to factory default the second their rhetoric no longer benefits them.
Anybody else noticing how the mention of war is causing gender ideology and feminism to just basically evaporate? I saw a guy talking about how he's paying close attention to this war because he's wondering if people are going to start getting drafted and men have to be worried about that, and women in the comments, feminists are like, God forbid men have to do their duty. Now it's not toxic masculinity. When it comes to dying on a battlefield, we're all good with that.
Only a modern woman would resort to fighting on a battlefield as some sort of a shaming tactic. If you ask any man who's been to war, they wouldn't wish it on anybody, I would assume, but these women are totally clueless and heartless.
But any other time, it's this toxic masculinity. Now it's, God has a design. We are all created differently. Women can't do what men can do. Yeah, I guess when it's going to cost you your life, your ideologies change real quick.
These were the same women, mind you, who demanded that elite forces within Western militaries lower their standards to accept women, and when the opportunity finally arises for them to fight, they change their minds and say that special forces should be male-dominated. Funny how that works, isn't it?
I used to work with all men, and people would always be like, oh, you must get hit on all the time if you work with all men. But what I had to explain was that actually in settings where it's 70% men, 30% women, the women get hit on all the time. But in this case, I was literally the only woman on a 20-person team. And in those cases, the men just act like there are no women there and they ignore you. At least that's what I told myself.
It's fairly inappropriate for modern women to just assume the workplace is an appropriate location to find men. Dudes who go to work are there to actually do their work, not lose their jobs because a woman felt unsafe because he talked to her in a way that made her feel slightly uncomfortable.
Women ruled the world, there would be no wars, there would just be a bunch of countries that just don't want to talk to each other.
Queen Mary got the nickname Bloody Mary because she burned over 300 people at the stake, and Queen Elizabeth I had over 750 people executed. And you women today have over 1 million babies executed because you're irresponsible. So don't pretend to try and appear as the more peaceful gender when you're literally murdering babies because you can't keep your legs.
Wait a second, wait.
When you realize only 4 to 6% of airline pilots and 8% of military pilots are women.
Let's just cut the nonsense here, guys. That's because men make better pilots. We have all sorts of proof of female plane pilots endangering lives with their workplace incompetence. It's not sexism, it's workplace safety.
I agree with her. That is way too much. It should be 0%. Bro, if I get on a plane and I see my pilot is female, I'm like praying, dear Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. If I die today, please don't send me to hell. Like, bro, like.
You think because I'm a girl, I can't do this? I know how to drill a screw into a board, okay? I can do it.
I was trying to be nice.
Well, I can do it. I don't need you to.
It's weird how all of these women just blindly assumed that they can do the same jobs as men, but this is usually because they watch television shows that tell them women can do the same jobs as men. They have no other proof.
Like, hover over me and everything that I'm doing.
I'm not hovering over you.
Yes, you are. You're like watching me and then you're like, oh, she can't do it. Do you need help?
I never said you can't do it. I asked if you wanted my help.
I don't need your help, okay? I can do this, okay? I've been watching you do it 100 times already. Why can't you think I just can't do it? I can do it.
Nobody has ever told her it is rarely a good idea to be operating a power tool while you are angry. It's rather dangerous and rarely works out in your favor.
Oh! What the?
There is a certain level of pride when you're able to build something with your own 2 hands, but there's a fine line between quality craftsmanship and having no idea what you're doing when it comes to electric saws.
Why is it smoking?
It's safe to say that a lot of dudes like to pretend to karate chop wooden boards, but if they're doing precision woodworking, they're probably not going to play around with wood like that. It's expensive and they have work to do.
Hey, what is going on with men? Like, men don't put money to the side to take girls. Single men don't put money to the side for girls no more. You gotta charge that game.
Men don't put aside money for women because they're too busy using that money on themselves to survive in this world, a world where men were set up for failure thanks to modern women, by the way.
There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong with the universe.
Imagine the delusion it takes to blame the entire universe for your problems. The universe, by the way, let's think about that for a second. Just to avoid taking accountability for something. That takes some hardcore cope to turn into reality.
If I take 25 years out of the workforce to raise 6 of your kids, I have less of a burden.
Yeah. How do you not have less of a burden?
We paying 50.
Manual labor.
What if that's manual labor. What if I think that any job you can do in your pajamas can't be that hard.
Truly, if you came home and your wife was in her pajamas every day, would that not like turn you off or make you feel a certain type of way?
Here's what most men want as the outcome for their children, who for the most part, by the way, are sent off to public school and she's not watching them do nothing.
These women love to make the work they imagine doing seem so much more daunting than it actually is. Washing dishes is a button push, doing laundry is a button push, vacuuming is a button push, but they sweat just thinking about it.
Even if she stays at home and she raises them, and on top of raising them, homeschools them, right? And she does that in her pajamas, then that's still the least lazy thing she could be doing in comparison to sending them off to public school. So yeah, when you're talking about the labor added and what they have to do to raise kids, they mostly outsource that anyway.
Outsourcing takes time too.
Oh yeah, they have to wave at the school bus. It's a rough gig. They have to get up at 6 a.m. to get them on a school bus.
Well, do you ever think about how much it would cost you to pay a nanny, to pay a house cleaner, to pay a private chef?
If a woman complains about how she's not getting paid for her labor, of her motherly duties, by the way, to protect her own children, then she is unfit to be a mother. Because children are not supposed to be exploited for money in any capacity.
To pay like all these individual
let's reverse
jobs?
it. Well, let's just reverse it then. Okay, but what about how much it would cost for you to be able to stay at home all day and do absolutely nothing and have cable television, have trash paid for, have your electric paid for, have all of your utilities, have vacations given to you, have all of that? That also has a high cost, a significant cost associated with it. So as you're thinking about, wait a second, my maid service should be compensated. It's like, well, your living expenses are already compensated. You have to do nothing for it.
All of those things he listed conveniently never seem to count because a man is just supposed to do that as a man. But a woman apparently doesn't have to do anything and gets to complain about reaping all of the benefits.
How's the progress going in here? Look at you, huh?
Why do you keep coming in here? Like, I don't need a man. I don't need you. I can do this myself.
Okay, whoa, hold on. Jeez, I was just coming in to check on you here. That's all.
Well, we're doing good.
Whoa, hey, no, go off, bestie. Okay, you're doing great. All right, I was coming in because I'm changing the smoke detectors. I need to borrow a stool. So,
Do you need help with that too?
do you mind if I borrow? Well, that would be. Well, see you later. Okay, best of luck.
She's going to blame him for that by saying that as a man, he should have helped her build the bed. And when he shows her the video of her aggressively saying that she doesn't need his help, she'll say that she was joking and he's stupid for not getting the joke. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.